welcome to another series that we're going to get going, and this one is going to be digging into the details and a little bit more of the specifics for our development work that we do. I am Sam Medvine, as many of you guys know, and also this is my older brother, Matthew Medvine.
Hey, thanks for stopping by, Sam.
Appreciate it. So we are currently in one of our latest projects that is now your home. And this is Park Randolph, so you guys will see some content coming out with the video as well as my latest Happy Flippin' Friday. And so I said, what perfect way to start than here, right? And the first topic I wanted to go into was finishes. So when we were choosing the finishes for Park Randolph, what was the kind of inspiration, or where do you pull from choosing that when we go through that process?
I would say the inspiration was my wife. She has a very particular taste about things,
but clearly not her husband.
No, just getting dressed in the
Everything
morning.
but.
Getting dressed in the morning is an achievement for me. But no, I would say that during the course of the design, she went through and did what a lot of people at home do when they're looking at buying a new home or designing a home of their own, is going through Houzz, Pinterest boards, just Google, etc., or just through Redfin and looking at current listings and finding pictures of things that they like. And then based off that, I was then able to kind of pull and extrapolate different themes that I saw throughout each picture that I was able to use to then kind of put towards nailing down a design ensemble, if you will, for the house.
And then we create a palette, right, like a finished palette that also includes, this is still an investment for us, right? So even though this is your home, it's still, we want to make sure that the value is upheld and then also worth what we do, because none of this is cheap, right? So we also look at what are the neighborhood highest sales and what are the trends from not only stateside but across the pond as well, like some European influences. And you'll see that in the bathrooms that we do, which we have nice open walk-in bathrooms. And then I think what we also pride ourselves on, and something we're passionate about, is trying to pull out some of the character from and save the character from the original building, right? So this building, I believe, was built in 1912. I believe so. And from that, what were you able to save, and what were some of the fun parts of this project specifically?
So like you mentioned, every house has its own set of fun surprises that you kind of come across as you
start life with construction.
No doubt. But those surprises can turn out to be great things. Like in this house in particular, we have some of these great beams that you'll see in some of the pictures that we're able to kind of retrofit. We had to power wash and kind of give them a little love, but we were able to put them back in the kitchen and the master.
And so these beams were what the previous floor joist and was the essentially the ribs of the building for the structure to remain strong. So
we took it apart. We cleaned them up, and they're no longer serving a structural function, but
aesthetics.
It's strictly aesthetic, but it's a great complement. Another feature was there were a few doors, solid wood oak doors, that we were able to sand down and, similar to the beams, give some love and really bring back to life and use as feature elements in the master suite.
Right. So you've got the two doors in the master suite, and then you've got the barn door, which is the third door. Right. So, and then kind of hinting on the last thing is going to be the attention for detail when you're doing the finishes, right? So it's not only do you choose the nice marble-esque quartz and the hip having the gorgeous white cabinets, but when we're doing matte black, we need to, when we go through, everything needs to match, right? So if you look at the details of most of our projects, you'll see the cabinet pulls and hardware matches the door hinges, the door hardware. You'll see it matches the fixtures, and the trend goes out. Why do you think that's so important?
So as you go into different rooms, different spaces are supposed to convey different feelings, right? Bedrooms are supposed to feel homey, comfortable, whereas you have kitchens are supposed to look to some extent clean, professional. Living rooms, again, harking to the homey feel, family feel. But as you go through each space and you have different feelings, you want a common thread tying everything together, going through each space. So you'll have that through the small little nuances, whether that's the cabinet pulls or the door handles or door hinges, or it's trim. We stained some of the trim around the house to match the floors and the beams, so that things pull in.
The walnut stain.
So that as you go through the different areas of the house, while the larger features like paint colors or trim detail or whether it's shiplap or other cosmetic details may change, there's still underlying tones that tie everything together. So it keeps it underlying consistent.
Right, and then just like you said, harping on to wrap this up, the finishes are definitely super important and what I feel makes or breaks a space, right? And especially a project when you're doing renovation. It's the final eye of detail that really makes essentially the jaw drop, and then people say, I want it, right? Which is what we've been so fortunate to have on most of ours. In most of our development projects is they don't last very long because people come in and they see the attention and the time we put towards that. And if it's not right, as much as we may disagree about it from time to time, at the end of the day, we make sure it's right, and that's just the love and the passion behind what we're doing, and I think that shows through. So that's the bit for us right now on doing finishes. We could probably talk forever on them, but we look forward to having and going further details on other aspects of the development process. And again, appreciate you joining.
Yep, thanks for coming by.